Today our topic is why Stoicism is the ultimate self-help philosophy. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time, and it is more relevant today than ever. It teaches us how to live a good life, how to handle challenges, and how to find peace in a world full of chaos. At its core, Stoicism is about focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. This simple idea has the power to change how we see the world and how we live our lives. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it is a practical guide to living well. One of the key ideas in Stoicism is the distinction between what is in our control and what is not. The Stoics believed that we should focus all our energy on the things we can control, like our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. Everything else, what other people think, the weather, the past, the future, is outside our control. Trying to control these things only leads to frustration and unhappiness. By accepting this, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and anxiety. For example, if someone insults you, you cannot control their words, but you can control how you react. You can choose to stay calm and not let their words affect you. This is the Stoic way of thinking, and it can help you stay strong in difficult situations. Another important Stoic idea is the practice of negative visualization. This means imagining the worst-case scenario and preparing yourself mentally for it. It might sound strange, but this practice can help you appreciate what you have and reduce your fear of losing it. For example, if you have a job, imagine what it would be like to lose it. Think about how you would handle the situation and what steps you would take to find a new job. By doing this, you realize that even the worst-case scenario is manageable. This practice helps you develop resilience and gratitude. When you are grateful for what you have, you are less likely to be upset by small problems. Stoicism also teaches us to focus on the present moment. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. The only thing we truly have is the present. The Stoics believe that we should live in the here and now, making the most of every moment. This idea is similar to mindfulness, which is a popular concept in modern psychology. By focusing on the present, we can avoid wasting time worrying about things that may never happen or regretting things that are already done. For example, instead of worrying about a meeting at work next week, focus on what you can do today to prepare for it. This way you can take action instead of feeling stressed. One of the most famous Stoic philosophers is Marcus Aurelius, who was a Roman emperor. Despite his power and wealth, he faced many challenges in his life, including wars, political conflicts, and personal losses. In his book Meditations, he wrote about how he used Stoic principles to stay calm and focused during difficult times. He reminded himself that he could not control external events, but he could control his own mind. He also practiced gratitude, reminding himself of the good things in his life, even when things were tough. Marcus Aurelius is a great example of how Stoicism can help us stay strong and resilient, no matter what life throws at us. Another important Stoic philosopher is Epictetus, who was born a slave but later became a respected teacher. He taught that we should not be attached to material things or external success, because these things can be taken away from us at any moment. Instead, we should focus on developing our character and living a virtuous life. Virtue, according to the Stoics, is the highest good. It includes qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. By striving to be virtuous, we can live a meaningful and fulfilling life, even if we do not have wealth or fame. Epictetus also believed that we should not complain about things we cannot change. Instead, we should accept them and focus on what we can do to improve our situation. Seneca, another famous Stoic philosopher, wrote about the importance of managing our emotions. He believed that anger, fear, and jealousy are harmful because they cloud our judgment and lead to bad decisions. Instead of letting our emotions control us, we should learn to control them. This does not mean suppressing our emotions. It means understanding them and not letting them take over. For example, if you feel angry, take a moment to calm down before you react. Think about why you are angry and whether it is worth getting upset. By doing this, you can avoid saying or doing something you might regret later. Stoicism also teaches us to be humble and to remember that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. The Stoics believed in the concept of the cosmos, which refers to the universe as a whole. They saw themselves as small parts of this larger system and believed that everything happens for a reason. This idea can help us accept the things we cannot change and find meaning in our struggles. For example, if you lose a job, you might feel like your world is falling apart. But if you see this as part of a larger plan, you might be able to find a new opportunity that you would not have considered before. One of the reasons Stoicism is so powerful is that it is practical. It is not just about thinking or talking. It is about taking action. The Stoics believe that philosophy should be lived, not just studied. This means applying Stoic principles to your daily life. For example, when you face a challenge, ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? By doing this, you can turn every challenge into an opportunity to grow and become stronger. Stoicism also helps us deal with failure and setbacks. In life, we will all face failure at some point. The Stoics believe that failure is not something to fear. It is a natural part of life. What matters is how we respond to it. Instead of giving up, we should learn from our mistakes and keep moving forward. For example, if you fail a test, instead of feeling sorry for yourself, think about what you can do differently next time. Maybe you need to study more or ask for help. By taking action, you can turn failure into a stepping stone for success. Another important Stoic principle is the idea of Amor, Fati, which means love of fate. This means accepting everything that happens to us, good or bad, and seeing it as an opportunity to grow. Instead of wishing things were different, we should embrace them and make the best of them. For example, if you get stuck in traffic, instead of getting angry, use the time to listen to a podcast or think about your goals. By changing your perspective, you can turn a frustrating situation into a positive one. Stoicism also teaches us to be content with what we have. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with messages telling us that we need more and more money, more stuff, more success. But the Stoics believe that true happiness comes from within, not from external things. By being content with what we have, we can find peace and satisfaction. For example, instead of always wanting a bigger house or a nicer car, focus on enjoying the things you already have. Spend time with your family, help others, and appreciate the simple things in life. In conclusion, Stoicism is the ultimate self-help philosophy because it gives us practical tools to deal with life's challenges. It teaches us to focus on what we can control, to accept what we cannot, and to live in the present moment. It helps us develop resilience, gratitude, and inner peace. By practicing Stoicism, we can become stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. No matter what life throws at us, we can face it with courage and grace. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it is a way of life. And by living this way, we can find true happiness and meaning. So, the next time you face a challenge, remember the Stoic principles and ask yourself, what can I control? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? By doing this, you can turn every challenge into an opportunity to grow and become the best version of yourself.